Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Eva. This is Eva the Vegan, where I share all things simple and sustainable living from the perspective of an environmental science student, ethical vegan and activist. And today I'm going to be talking to you all about my period because I started my period today. I'm a little bit uncomfortable. But yeah, I wanted to share with you basically my period routine, like what I use, how I use it, so on and so forth. So first of all, this is my period bag. I use a mixture of products. I use a menstrual cup, and I use 3 different pads. These are just like panty liners, and this one's a night pad. So if you don't already know much about menstrual pads, this soft bit is the bit which goes against your vulva, and these 2 buttons here, they might be buttons, they might be clips. If you struggle with mobility, you can also get Velcro ones. If you show you, your underwear will sit as my hand is, and then this soft bit will sit against your vulva. I'll show you how I clean them a bit later on in this video, but first of all, I need to sterilize my menstrual cup, so let's go do that. So now I'm going to clean my menstrual cup, or sterilize it. My menstrual cup is a little bit stained because it will get stained after so many years of use. You can remove stains just by putting a little bit of bicarb in the water. I just boiled the kettle. I got myself just a stainless steel pan. I'm going to pop the boiling water in and then pop this in, and yeah, just come over here. So I'm just putting my pan on like a low heat. I've just boiled the kettle, so it's going to fill that up, nice and steamy. With the bicarb, you really don't need much. I'm going to use about 1/3 of a tablespoon. Quick stir so it all dissolves in there, and I'm just going to plop my menstrual cup in, just making sure that it's not like touching the other sides and it floats around. And because I'm cooking dinner right now, I'm going to stay in the kitchen while it's boiling to make sure it's okay and it doesn't get stuck or anything. But if you have a medical grade silicone cup, which is the only kind of cup you should be buying anyway, because that's the only one that's safe to put inside you, then it should be alright to just boil for about 10-15 minutes. It shouldn't really get too hot that it would actually melt it. So yeah, that is what I'm going to do. So I've let my cup cool down, and now I'm going to rinse it really well just to make sure I've got all of the bicarb off of it. I also empty my menstrual cup in the sink. If I'm in like a public toilet and I don't have access to my own sink, you can also just empty it down the toilet and then take in a bottle of water with you and use a bottle of water to rinse out your cup. Everyone has different flow method, everyone has different preferences. You do you, whatever works for you. So I push in, so just push my index finger in, and then I pull it down so that it creates like a fold. And then I just grab hold of it like this. You can see that, so it's like all folded up, and then I put it in like that. So then when I put it in, I let it pop open, and if it doesn't pop open inside me, most of the time it doesn't, I just put my index finger in again, and I just try and like make sure that this comes open. I try and just like wiggle it around and make sure this is full as well. You don't want it to be like that inside you or anything like that. You need there to be air in there so that it actually seals properly. And when you remove your menstrual cup, you want to put your finger in, don't just pull it, because this creates suction and that just won't be very nice and you make such a mess. Is you put your finger in and you just want to break that seal at the top, and then take it out gently and empty it and wash it out, and then do it all over again. I also like to change my menstrual cup in the shower, but I specifically just like wash my menstrual pads in the shower because I just find it easier and more convenient. When I've used them, I button them up and I either put them just in the shower or on the side, or I keep them in a wet bag if I'm out and about. So they're all folded up, this one's clean. And then I'll hop in the shower and I'll just chuck this in the shower so that while I'm washing myself it gets all wet, and then you just want to like wring it out a few times. You can use cold water or hot water. I've never found it makes a difference. And then once I've wrung out all the kind of excess blood, I scrub my surface, like the bit that sits against my vulva, to remove any stains. And to do that, I just use a really simple soap. either Castile soap, or this is actually hemp soap. This works just fine. So when this is all wet, I just like rub this on here, and then I use this really old nail brush, which is probably older than these pads, and these pads are 6 years old. This really old nail brush, and I just scrub. And I like to hand wash my pads. I find it makes them, it just like makes them last longer. They're still nice and soft and stuff. And then every couple of months I do chuck them all through the wash. Just make sure that once you've used soap on your pads, you rinse it through water and like wring it out again. And then I just hang it to dry on my radiator, and yeah, that's how I clean my menstrual pads. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below any content you want to see from me and your favourite sustainable period swaps. I'd love to hear what you use and what works for you. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a beautiful day, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.